Hey, Shalom Mark, Israel Kama Kapashan Jim Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Chachwadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that's pushing his truth in all sincerity. Back again with another video. Just a quick one. Just a kind of article and update on, the famine that's coming upon the earth, right? This is an article from the Economic Collapse blog, right? And dated March 9th, which is what, yesterday. Yeah, you can see here, this is nearly 2.8 million birds, mostly chickens and turkeys, have died in the first month of America's raging new bird flu pandemic. All right, and yeah, the Mossad attacking the food supply, man. Right, continuing to attack the food supply because it's just adding on top of a bunch of different things that's happening on in the world right now to affect the food supply on the earth, man. Okay, we keep telling you, man, this is going to lead to, well, beginning with ever increasing food prices, right? But eventually, well, increasing food prices, then food scarcity, and then ultimately famine, right? In what they call the first world, right? This is not just going to be a third world problem. Okay, the West, Europe, America, they're all gonna experience this, right? So this is happening. This was happening in America, man. 2.8 million birds are dead. That's a lot of birds. Now there is a lot of birds out there, a lot of chickens, a lot of turkeys and whatnot, right? But 2.8 million birds that that died or put to death. That's a lot of birds, man. That's a whole. That's a whole set of birds that is not going to be sold for food, man. That's not going to go out into supermarkets and into people's homes to eat. That's gone now. Disappeared. Okay, inedible, right? Not for use. Taken out the system, man. And it goes on to say in the article here, right? It says, on top of everything else, now a highly pathogenic avian influenza pandemic is ripping across the United States, and it has already resulted in the deaths of almost 2.8 million birds. Most of the birds that have died have been chickens or turkeys. And since this was just in the very first month of the pandemic, there is no telling how bad it could eventually become. Right? So it's still ongoing, and it's only been 1 month. And already 2.8 million birds are gone. All right? It says, what will the eventual death toll look like? Will it be in the tens of millions? That is definitely a possibility. And what would happen if the bird flu mutates into into a new version? All right. So economic conflicts have a way of becoming shooting wars, and so we should all be deeply alarmed by what we are witnessing. With each passing day, authorities in the United States and authorities in Russia are imposing even more measures which are intended to punish the other side economically. Since thankfully our militaries are not shooting at one another yet, right? But an economy war has already started, and it will just shift into overdrive. All right. These are not talking about food no more. Oh, here we go. Oh, these are different articles. Okay. Oh, I don't want to see all that. Get out of here. Let's have a look. Guess that's pretty much the point. All right. It's just I was wondering what you had to say in the article here, but doesn't sound like it's saying too much more at the moment. But it's just evidence the Most High is bringing more and more and more judgment upon the earth, man, to stack upon everything else that's going on that the Most High is causing to happen. Right, the Most High is continuously afflicting these nations, man, afflicting the world, okay, to create a crisis greater than greater than any other. All right. And in fact, let me start off with that. It's Daniel chapter 12, verse 1, right? And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, withstanding for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Right, so we're about to go through a crisis that has never occurred on the earth, man, in its scale. Right, the scale of this crisis is going to be mega, man. Right, and the Most High is coordinating all of it. Okay, and the Most High is continuously afflicting this place with the plagues and with the pestilences, with curses, man, with judgment. Right, and like I said, it's all gonna build up to this massive crisis that has never been since there was a nation. All right. In 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1 said, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs past which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right, and part of these signs, right, are things like the famines. Okay, when you've seen, livestock and, perishing, or because there was a culling during the whole CV, right? Right, so they killed off a lot of animals then too, right? The Most High was behind that. Right, all these plagues and pestilences that was going on, and locusts, and the logistic issues, and the Most High is created all of that, man. Right. So therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Okay, the end is manifested. We're in the end times. Okay, these are all signs, okay, of things to come. Okay, things are gonna get bad out here. All right. This is Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 16. It says, When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. Okay, that's what the Most High is doing right now. He's breaking the staff of bread of this land, of this world, of Esau's kingdom. Right? This is what it looks like. And there's only going to be more of this. Right? That's, like I said, this is just in 1 month. And like I said, this is not the only thing that's going on concerning food supply, food availability, Right now, you're noticing all the prices go up. And the part of the lack of numbers is part of it. The lack of supply. The demand is still there, obviously, but the supply is less. So, this, as well as everything else going on, is increasing the price. But eventually, that supply is going to get smaller and smaller. And it's not going to be a matter of, or just a matter of how much it costs, but whether or not it can be got in the first place. Can you actually go buy a chicken from the shop? Do they have it? And this is where your storehouses are or will become empty because they can't get hold of things no more. People already seeing that with the beef and all that kind of stuff. Some stores are locking up sirloin steaks and stuff like that in plastic containers, in locked boxes, because people are trying to steal them. All right. Like I said, things are already going to get worse. It says, When I shall send upon them the evil hours of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, has spoken. Right, and that's what the Lord's going to do to this place, man. All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. We'll close with this. It says, woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Okay, we're seeing the beginning of famine. Okay, and it's all been backlogged, man. Okay, it's been going on for a while now, but the results of it, the results of the training, the results of all of it is coming ever more evident. All right, so we're in the beginning of famine. So that in great death, okay, beginning of great death, not just regular death, great death, mass numbers. Right, because there's conflicts and that have been going on for a while still, and it's not been a great death. Okay, great death is coming. Okay, when these famines kick in, when the real war kicks in, there's going to be great death. When these pestilences really take hold, okay, there's going to be great death. All right. This is the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay, this is all part of the Most High's judgment, right? The chastening of the Lord, right? But the Lord knows that the majority of you people are not gonna turn away from the wickedness. They're not gonna acknowledge the chastening, right? Which he goes on to say, right? But for all these things, they should not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? So the majority of people on earth, they don't understand what's going on, right? The men of the Lord do. They understand what's going on. We know the time that we're living in. Okay, we understand this is judgment. Okay? And like it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth. Okay, which, like we were saying, that's changing. Okay, it's not so cheap. It's getting more expensive, right? They shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. Right? The Most High is setting up famine for this place. Okay, and you guys ain't taking these scriptures seriously, man. Okay, you better repent to the Lord. Because it's the only way you're going to get fed in the time like this, man. Okay, the Most High going to make sure his men, his elect, get fed, get watered. That they will survive. These times. Okay. This is and the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy, because the world's going to be a very different place soon. Okay, a very violent place. So then, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down, and there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. All right. And that's basically the point, man. Things are about to change real soon. Okay, the world you thought you was living in, okay, is gonna disappear. And you're gonna be thinking, how did we end up in the third world? How could this happen to Europe? Because them man are talking like, war is strange in Europe, man. Like, we just come out of a World War II not that long ago. like Europeans, the Europeans are above fighting one another. That's just something that happens in poor countries. That's how they're making it sound like, man. But you had 2 world wars. What the hell are you talking about? You start acting like he better than everybody else, man. That pride is a mother, man. And always gonna be the part of the downfall. But anyway, that's what I got with this one, man. Like I said, the Most High is attacking the food supply, man, and this more of this is gonna happen. Okay, until you start finding that you can't fill your fridge with anything, right? But anyway, till then, I'll say shalom. I hope this is edifying. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next one, man. So till then, I'll say shalom.